Welcome back. We're right here at Rockin' Productions here in downtown Angola with Rhon Van Erman, and we've been talking about a CD, and I'd like to talk about his new music video which he dropped on YouTube. And can you talk about the Revolution music video that you can find on YouTube now, and on your Facebook page, I'm sure, and all that?
Yep, splashed about everywhere I possibly can. Well, the video came about, and it was on a November day, and it coincides with the front cover. And I was in mixing the entire project in November, and kind of crunching because my computer crashed in August, and so I was really having that momentum of like, push, let's get it done. And so the videographers, I called him up and said, hey man, let's do some video. We'll do some in the studio. He came in and said it was a nice, bright, sunshiny day that day. Not a typical November day, really beautiful outside and warm. And I said, well, let me finish mixing. And just come and knock on the door because it's dark in there. You can't tell what time it is. And he said, let's go get some video outside. And so we went outside, and the sun was just perfect. And so some of the hues and things like that you see in the video and how they go in and out of my guitar just was a perfect thing to do. And it worked out really well for the video shoot. And he ended up, I said, well, how'd it go? And he sent me a couple things. I said, you got a couple stills from the video? It's like, yeah. And he shot me a couple of those, and I went through 300 or 500 of them, whatever. And I looked at one of them, and boom, there it was. And it was just a nice still of part of the video shoot, and that was the album cover. So one of the cool things was we were there's a dog and a cat at the studio, and just really fun stuff. The cat kept coming up in the middle, and we had to finally chase it off because it was like getting in the middle. The sun's going down. Like, man, would you go put the cat up? And it was just one of those fun times, So, and the cat's called Needy Cat, and he'll come up and rub your leg and everything. And it was just one of those funny moments. So yeah, it kind of broke the ice a little bit, so you wouldn't be nervous. So it's cool.
So again, it's on YouTube, and actually we're going to premiere it here on Channel 20. If you're watching online, we are not going to cut to that, but on Channel 20, when this interview's over, we're going to premiere his new music video that is on YouTube. And if you can watch it in high definition, it's a really beautiful production, and it goes really well with the music you got playing with it. And Ron, so what else is happening here at Rockin' Productions?
Well, part of the store is just kind of ongoing. The cool thing about this store is that it's a small town place. I have competition of other places in Fort Wayne, which I'm not going to give them a plug at this point. But this is not about that. If you want that, that's great. Go for it. But I have one employee here, and we're personable. No, I'm not going to have all the lines that they do, but you can always count on us for like a good service and product. And it's really cool that way. It's more personable. And so it's a compliment to what I do. This teaching area that we're in right now, the teaching studio, is how it first started. And so the retail aspect of the store is just a complement to that. So if you want strings or reeds for your clarinet, whatever, you can come in here and do that. And 21 years in the making. So we're actually in the going. This has been here 21 years. So I'm thankful, and I thank everybody for their support in supporting the small music store. Nowadays, it's not easy to do.
That's great, and you're still right downtown. How long have you been at this location?
This location has been 6 years. I was in a small little studio on West Mill for 15, and so this has worked out real well because of the traffic. You get school buses going by, or people headed to Ohio and they see the guitar hanging in the window, and they do a UE and come back. It's like, oh, I didn't know there was a music store here. And people from like Toledo or whatever, they'll come by because they're taking the road less traveled at that point. And they'll come by and say, hey, wow, this is a cool little shop. And they might buy a CD or a pick or something, and that's really cool. And I got some people to come in here, too, that remember when this was a bus station. Yeah, so, I mean, this thing has been so many different things, and that's the cool part of Angola downtown, are these buildings, man. There's history that's really quite cool. So.
All right, Ron, we're going to wrap up here, but can you just, plug your CD, let people know how they can get the CD, because they can get on iTunes and in here. Is there anywhere else they can get it?
Sure. Depending on where you're watching this from, Rockin' Productions is located downtown off the square. If you go to the hospital east, you've gone too far. Right almost next to the bike shop. You can get the CD here, Calicos and Collectibles, also at Sutton's and Coach Light Coffee House. There'll be other retail outlets coming up soon that you can get that as well. If you're for some reason watching this on the internet, or you're further away, like Trent said, you can get it on iTunes, Amazon.com, CD Baby, and those are going to be continuing to be added on. Also, you can go to my website, rhonvanerman.com, RhonVanerman.com. And you can check me out. Be my friend on Facebook, Twitter. That's the cool thing about all this, is being able to engage with people. And that's the fun part of the CD. So if you want it, Google me. I can't hide. Even if I go to Wyoming, you can find me. So,
Hey, Rhon, congratulations on the CD, and thanks for spending time with us.
thank you, buddy. I appreciate it very much.
All right, thank you. We'll be right back with more programming here on the 101 Lakes Network, Channel 20.